NSR, but slightly NSR. Apparently, there's going to be a He-Man animated reboot, kind of a reboot of the original series, and Mark Hamill's going to be playing Skeletor. Now, I'd be doing my Mark Hamill impression, as it were, and but I'm not going to because I have a bit of a sore throat. And also NSR, but not really SR. Sarah Michelle Gellar, my Buffy. Man, I miss Buffy. Oh, by the way, that was one of my favorite shows of all time. Anyway, well, it still is. She's going to be playing. She's going to be voicing Tila, so that's pretty exciting. And the cast looks amazing. And I never really watched the original He-Man cartoon when I was a kid. I was more of a Transformers / GI Joe / Thundercats / things along those lines. Actually, I wasn't even a kid. I was kind of a young adult at the time. And I've always been a kid at heart. And Yeah, and I didn't really like that, and a reboot that came years later, and then they had one that came out, it must be like 10, 15 years ago, with a really, really amazing line of action figures, and I really like that one, and I'm kind of excited for a new series, although other than maybe picking up Skeletor, who's an amazingly cool character. That's probably the only action figure I would pick up. I like action figures. All kinds of things you're learning about me today. And well, now let's talk about this, since that's why you're here. So I just received this yesterday, and I'm ready to do a review already because the jury's out, and this is an amazing saber. I love it. I love it. I'm glad I bought one of these. It didn't pan out quite the way I was hoping to as far as accoutrements, because the seller, he had put a picture of a saber, but it was a different saber. His description he was a little bit confused. He thought that the V3 was the regular soundboard, which is Obsidian Light. The V3 actually comes equipped with multiple sound fonts, and that's about it. I mean, this isn't really a deal breaker for me that it only has Obsidian Light. But it does have everything else. The only major difference is that the picture I showed had the slanted emitter, and this, of course, has the square box emitter, which I actually, I kind of like. I have my Spectre has the slanted emitter, so it's okay that this saber has this. What I keep saying emitter, I meant control box. Sorry, I'm a goof. You know this by now. It has the slanted control box. This is the square control box, so you have a choice of which one you get. But other than that, this is a Tri-Cree saber. It has a blue Tri-Cree, Guardian Blue, and it has a green backlit switch, and that's about it for the accessorizing. You can actually make a lot of different accessory adjustments on this saber. Before I say anything, I preface the video by saying that the saber is one of the truest saber-looking mechanical, sabery kind of saber goodness. I really like this. It in the hand, it's got the weight of a saber. It feels full, like it feels full of sabery, electronic-y, high-tech kind of stuff. I don't know how to put it. It's just the design, this thing, the detail. It's really a testament to what Ultrasabers can do. It's just an impressive and glorious piece, and it's become immediately one of my favorite all-time Ultrasabers hilts. So anyway, so there's your pommel. You have a choice between the silver and a black, I guess. And obviously this is the silver pommel. And this is a very loud saber, which I will show you shortly. I'm probably going to do a separate video that'll show off the brightness of the blade. But it'll be a comparison video with what is it, my V4 Sentinel or whatever, that just has the single LED. So you can kind of see a comparison between the Tri-Cree and the single LED. There's not that much of a difference, believe it or not. Yeah, okay, so standard, I think, is the copper colored CoverTech wheel, and I really like that, the CoverTech, the copper for the CoverTech wheel. It's a nice touch. It came to me a little bit loose, but it was an easy fix. I tightened that right up, and everything's good to go. I love the sectional effect here, that the lathing, or however they produce this. You get to choose between silver or black screws here. Whoever purchased this obviously went with the black screws, which is a nice touch. Absolutely beautiful. Very comfortable. With all these greebles and doodads and thingamaboingers sticking off the saber, you'd think it'd be kind of a nightmare, but it's not. It's really, really nice. The one issue, and it's kind of an issue that I think a lot of people have, is with the square control box. The corners are a little bit sharp and gougy, and owies tend to happen a bit if you're not really careful of this thing. Whatever. The slanted control box would probably be a little bit more comfortable. I've seen people rip off the cubes off of an Electrum Wind because they don't like this, or they go in and they do monstrous things to their sabers and they ruin them. And I don't like that. I'm a purist. I like keeping my saber, pretty much. I don't know. I'm not a modder. I don't go in and weather things. I let age do the job. I don't know. I'm not very creative when it comes to that. Anyway, so you have a couple screws holding on this control box. And I like the anodized, pieces here. They could have just left that sort of silver. I don't think it would have looked that bad, but it definitely looks much nicer that they filled that in. So it's a really advantageous to the overall aesthetics of the saber. Let's see. So you've got this kind of ring here with these little cuts in them, and that's a really nice touch. Near as I can tell, the screws on this thing don't hold the LED in place, because when you remove the blade, you suffer from the problem that most Ultrasabers have with the free-floating LEDs. That's a issue that will always haunt Ultrasabers. It's the saber community writ large has been suggesting to Ultrasabers to deal with that, and I'm on board with that. They need to figure that shit out, because having free-floating LED on a higher-end saber like this that costs way more than the lower tiered sabers. I mean, I get, but you get something like this, you gotta lock that down. I mean, it can't be rattling around. Period. It just can't. Anyway, so here's the thing I really like about this saber is I like how they have the T grips up here, because you can actually grip the saber up here on these T grips. You grip it down here, and you're contending a little bit with the control box and the owies. Although in here it's not bad, and your fingers can wander up here, and you can grip it sort of like this, or you can kind of grip it like that and put one finger there, or whatever you want to do. But it's really comfortable. Although for spins, you can't really grip it that way. You have to grip it down here, kind of like this. You know what I mean? Kind of like this. Yeah, that's it. And you're just avoiding this thing. Moving on. So you've got your nods to a Graflex. You got your little lens thingamaboinger here, and a little greeble thing that, near as I can tell, doesn't do a damn thing other than looking gorgeous. I really like the T-grips. These aren't really kind of like a soft rubbery kind of deal. They're more of like a hard plastic. Or they could even be, I suppose, they could be painted aluminum, but they really kind of feel like plastic to me. I don't know. They look good. And I was concerned that they weren't on there firmly. I mean, I'm not going to test it. Who knows? One of these things might just pop right off if I test it too much. But they seem to be on there solidly enough. So as long as I'm careful, I'm not too concerned. Now, I don't know which screw is which. There's a screw on here and a screw on the other side. Near as I can tell, one screw simply holds. This is kind of a bit of a section here. I think it's a ring. It holds something in place, kind of if you can see here, this is its own separate piece, and that kind of holds it onto here. And on the other side, you have your blade retention screw. I think this one's the blade retention screw. I don't know. Who cares? But that really, you have to get that in there really super tight, and it really bites into the blade, so the blade takes kind of a pounding. This is my first mid-grade non-Ultra Edge blade, and I have to say I really like it. Even though it's a 36-inch blade, it's super light. I wouldn't say that the colors look that great on it. And here you go. This is just a mild test. As I said, this is not the color test. You'll get your you'll get your nighttime LED comparison with a later video. So please don't flip out on me. It's a very light blade, and even though it's a little bit long, it kind of really works with this particular hilt, and I don't know why. And I'm just gonna keep it there. I really like it. All right, so here's your. Everyone's heard the Obsidian Light soundboard. It's meat and potatoes. Functional. There's your green backlit switch. You'll lock up. Now, as you probably know, with the 3 LED, the Tri LED, that's what they call it. It's actually Tri-Cree, but with the Tri LED, for some reason, Ultrasabers, I mean, it's supposed to be, they market it as being a super bright version of a standard color, but that eliminates the possibility of having flash on clash, because flash on clash involves 2 LEDs and then a third LED that's a different color that is the color of the clash. So when you have a Tri-Cree with just with all 3 of the LEDs being the same color, obviously you can't have flash on flash. And I don't really think it's all that much brighter. I've already kind of done a bit of a comparison, but you'll see that later. But it's kind of interesting that, and it's like Ultrasaber is the only company that does that, and it's weird. I'll just leave it at that. It's just weird that you have to pay extra for that. I don't know. I mean, I get, like, if they standard use a single LED, which is, I don't know what their LEDs, their single LEDs are plenty bright. I have no problem with that. Then you go to a Tri-Cree and then you're paying extra, and I get that too. But they need to. I mean, it just seems like they could. If you get a Tri-Cree, you should just have automatically flash on clash. Just have the 2, one color and then the third color for the clash. I don't understand why they market that whole Tri-Cree, whatever. It's just weird, but it is what it is. I don't mind it. Well, obviously I do. Boy, I'm all over the place right now. Calm down. Ooh. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm back. Yeah, so it's not bad. So let me give you your clash sounds. Yeah, well, there you go. So the speaker's plenty loud. Sound really escapes from this pommel very well. And not too shabby. Yeah, I would have to say that this is probably, like I said, one of the prettiest sabers that I've acquired from... well, I didn't buy it from Ultrasabers. I got it off of someone off of eBay. So, as I said, and it looks like a highly technological masterwork made from a master sabersmith. And I'm glad that I bought one. I'm so glad that I bought this. That if I were to ever get a diamond-controlled Ultrasabers, I would have to say it would probably have to be one of these. Although I'm never going to spend the money on something like that. I mean, the thing is if I was going to spend that kind of money, I would just get myself another CFX saber with a NeoPixel or even with an LED. I don't know. It just seems... I do like the Emerald driver. I think the Emerald driver is pretty cool. And there are definitely some aspects of a diamond controller that seem to be very interesting and neat and unique. And well, I don't know. It's just, I guess sometimes I'm actually a saber snob. Sometimes I try not to be, though. Overall, I love my Ultrasabers, and I love the Emperor's Hand. This is a marvelous piece of saber goodness. And yeah, if you see one available somewhere, maybe not from Ultrasabers right now, because who knows if you'll actually get it. But yeah, I definitely recommend picking one of these up. It's marvelous. It's such a sweet saber. I really love this thing. Yeah. All right, that's enough of that. I hope you enjoyed this video for what it's worth. And please feel free to comment. I like talking to you guys. It's a lot of fun. You guys are pretty awesome. I love this community. I love hanging out with you guys, even if it is just in a electronic sense. And if you want to subscribe, please do so. I really appreciate it. And by all means, go ahead and like it. I don't mind if you like it. It's fine by me. Do what you got to do. And if you dislike it, great. I don't mind that either. Yeah. All right. So that ends my review of Ultrasabers Emperor's Hand with a obsidian light soundboard and a Tri-Cree Guardian Blue LED setup, green backlit switch, all that good stuff. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and I most certainly will be coming at you pretty soon with another video. Alright now, take care. Bye! The Green Ring of Doom!